I'm Luke, with me is Mike. Here are the games you can look forward to seeing in March. Grab a tiny pencil, people, because we are making a list.
Why does it have to be a tiny pencil?
It's like we're in IKEA or something.
Ah, meatballs?
It's Nintendo Switch month, so first up is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, a radical departure for the long-running series that introduces crafting, physics-based puzzles and combat, and basically turns Link's adventures into Skyrim with friendlier-looking horses. Mike, are you going to play Breath of the Wild?
Well, you haven't stopped going on about it since you started playing it, so I feel duty-bound to. The last Zelda game I played to completion was Link to the Past, so that's like SNES era. So I've never done Ocarina of Time, never done Majora's Mask.
This is upsetting to hear.
Twilight Princess, all of those I've missed.
Listing them!
It's time to right those wrongs and get back on board with Zelda.
I'm going to get back on the horse,
yeah.
Specifically one horse.
Epona?
Epona. Yeah. Oh,
did I pronounce that properly?
Yes, it was fine. Next up, more Tom Clancy in your life with Ghost Recon Wildlands, an open-world tactical shooter that Ubisoft reckons is one of the biggest it's ever published. You guys have played loads of this already, right?
I'm only going to play it in co-op. If I'm playing it on my own, I'm just not going to bother, basically.
Why?
Well, it just seems far more fun in co-op, and otherwise it's just a big, sort of slightly anonymous-looking open-world area with some tactical shooting in, and I've done that a million times.
You can wander around a big open world by yourself.
Yeah, I can't do any tactical
world.
shooting, though. That would get me in serious trouble. In co-op, it looks really good fun. When we last played it, I sort of skydived straight into the enemy encampment and caused a lot of trouble for the rest of my team members, and I plan on doing that again and again and again until I get booted from the Xbox Live party.
So if you're in co-op and you think you've been matched with Mike, do take care. Next on the list, Bomberman is back this March in Bomberman R, a Switch launch title that boasts souped-up visuals and 8-player battles. Mike, did you want Bomberman to come back?
With souped-up visuals? Not really, no. I mean, if that's all they're offering, really.
Well,
I'd like to play more Bomberman, and actually, the fact that the Switch has technically 2 controllers,
yeah,
you know, whenever you buy it.
Infinitely multiplying controllers.
Yeah, you'll have to be careful about where you're dishing out the Bomberman smack talk, because people can challenge you immediately. In fact, pass me the Switch.
No! All of my claims about Bomberman professionalism.
Should have thought of that.
This March, you can also enjoy Nier Automata from Platinum Games, the folks behind Bayonetta. This is an action RPG starring supercharged android warriors, 2B and 9S, with a focus on ludicrous combos and vast post-apocalyptic environments. It's another massive open-world game for March, but as far as we know, this is the only one that lets you ride a moose. I've played loads of this game.
Okay.
And it's the weirdest.
I'll confess it's not the Platinum game I was most looking forward to. That was Scalebound, but that's been cancelled now.
That's been cancelled.
So this is like the backup. You should never pass up a Platinum game. You know, they're rare and beautiful things. So sure, I'll play your Nier Automata.
You'll settle for Nier.
Moose riding.
Moose riding in Nier
I feel
Automata.
like you can moose ride in one of the other games that's coming up. I'll let you know when I think there's a moose you can ride.
Will this be the next moose riding game? Let's find out. It's LEGO Worlds, which gives you a gigantic brick-based sandbox and tells you to build whatever you want. The Minecraft comparisons are inevitable, but developer Traveller's Tales will be hoping that an abundance of vehicles, animals, and other brick-based treats will set this title apart. All I want to know is this the moose game?
Yes. Do you think one of those animals might be a moose?
Is it a moose? Do you know that for sure?
You can certainly, I don't know for sure.
Don't mislead these people, Mike.
But I know you can ride badgers and camels, at least. Right?
I mean, a moose is sort of a cross between those. Because a camel has the sort of lumpiness.
Right.
And a badger has the coarse hair of, of a moose.
Well, there you go. So if you just smush them together.
You could add antlers to a horse.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Just add antlers to a horse.
I'm actually quite excited about this. It's been kind of like under the radar because it was an early access game on Steam. But, you know, ever since Minecraft was launched, I was like, this is Lego, but a game. And now Lego are making Minecraft. I'm old school. I like the Lego, you know, Lego as a system. So I'm really, really excited to build things that, in theory, I could also build in real life in Lego. I love the idea that it's sort of co-op and you can kind of collaborate with people and build together. What I would love is a system in LEGO Worlds where you could build something and then click a button and order the bricks and build it yourself in real life. How cool would that be? And
that would be a real money spinner for LEGO, you'd think, as if they don't already have enough of my cold hard cash.
Exactly.
All right, next up. Let's populate space. Mass Effect Andromeda is the 4th entry in BioWare's spectacular galaxy-spanning RPG series. Expect more lengthy and involved storytelling, more hand-wringing ethical dilemmas, and, crucially, romanceable crewmates.
Let's populate space is the most romantic thing you've ever said to me.
Most romantic thing anyone's ever said.
Yeah.
Ever.
I'm very excited for Mass Effect Andromeda. Obviously, the trilogy of previous games was incredible. I
incredible.
can't see them messing this one up at all.
I can't believe it's this month. It feels like it's sort of flown a little under the radar
Yeah,
compared to the hype for the Mass Effect 3.
They've not shown a lot of it, basically,
Right.
which in a way is better because you go into it fresh and you get to make your own decisions, unencumbered by trailers
Yes.
and what you think you should be doing. So
I do think sometimes those games with a lot of decisions in them are better the less you know about the game.
as someone who loved the other Mass Effect games, I didn't need this game sold to me. You could just give me the release date and tell me when it's coming out, and I'd be there straight away to play it again. So.
Will you miss Shepard?
I'm excited to meet Ryder. I spent a long time with Shepard and it was great, but I don't
What
need to
you
cling
had
on to-
was good,
Yeah, it
but
was beautiful. It's time to move on.
it's time to move on. We have to move on to other romanceable crewmates.
Exactly.
Another new release this week is Snipperclips. It's another launch title for the Switch. This cutesy multiplayer puzzler will arrive on Nintendo's new console on day one, and it shows off some of the couch co-op potential of the Joy-Con controllers, with players having to cut each other into specific shapes to solve puzzles. Have you seen anything of this game?
Only a very, very tiny amount, but it looks kind of fun. It's like
It
a
does look
puzzler,
fun, right?
Neat idea. I love those indie games that have like a really strong central concept.
Yes,
and
like
then
a really obvious thing.
Yeah, rather than sort of trying to bundle in too much stuff. If we're being kind, the Switch has a somewhat limited launch lineup.
Bespoke.
So having great games in there, as little indie titles that will make the most of the hardware is a really good idea.
Well, this one's downloadable and it's going to cost less than 20 quid, which I think is quite interesting. In fact, I think this, as in terms of just something that shows off the new sort of technology, this feels like a game that is maybe better placed than 1-2 Switch, which is Nintendo's own sort of mini-game like collection thing.
Less of a novelty, more of something you can actually play through.
Yeah, more than not just for like Christmas morning, maybe Boxing Day as well.
Wow, okay.
March also sees Dark Souls 3, the Ringed City DLC. This is the final piece of DLC for the rock-hard Dark Souls 3. Mike, you love Dark Souls.
I do. I'm very excited about this as well. And it is going to be the last bit of Dark Souls for a very long time. They've kind of said Dark Souls 3 is the final sort of chapter in the Dark Souls. It's now a trilogy, I guess they've decided. I think if you're going in expecting answers, resolutions to anything, I don't think you're going to get them, because part of Dark Souls' whole thing is that it never really gives you the full picture. It just allows you to sort of collect little bits of story and lore as you go through it.
I've played a little bit of this DLC actually. Specifically, I've played like the first 2 rooms over and over and over
Sounds
again.
about right.
Yeah, it feels very much like classic Dark Souls. I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed. And finally, out this month is Snake Pass, an unusual platformer where you slither your way to success, which incidentally is the name of my business self-help book.
I've never heard of this. What I'm imagining is Pass the Parcel, but with a snake.
No,
And when a child gets bitten, they're out. Right.
It's like a platforming game, except obviously you can't jump because you're a snake. You can only sort of slither, and you have to sort of solve puzzles using your snake-like slithery body to kind of crawl your way around. It's got a real cutesy look. Like Ukulele is obviously on the horizon, and this looks like another sort of very colourful, simple, big googly-eyes kind of thing.
Is it about not tying yourself in knots as you climb through the level? Then?
I assume if you tie yourself in a knot, then that might be game over. I think it is for a real snake.
It probably is.
I don't know. Snakes get in touch. Is it game over if you're in a knot?
It's not like they can type a message.
They can still use their nose and tail, so that'll be fine. So, Mike, you have heard of the biggest games coming out in the next 30 days. Can I ask which is your favourite, which is one you're most excited about?
I feel like you're going to be disappointed if I don't say Zelda.
No, I'm not going to be disappointed. I want your honest opinion, and if it cuts me in half emotionally, then that's my burden to bear, and I will bear it.
I'm actually looking forward to Lego Worlds. I'd really like to play that. I think it'll be really good fun. I just like building stuff, and I think I never really got super deep into Minecraft. And maybe this is the wrong game out of those two to pick, but I really like Lego and I like the characters and things like that, so I'm looking forward to building some stuff.
So if there are any games coming up in the next month that you know of that we've missed, then drop them in the comments so that other people looking for things to play can find something interesting, and we will see you next time.